A very good morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss the questions and answers of the chapter We Are Not Afraid to Die If We Can All Be Together, authored by Gordon Cook and Alan East. As you know that this is a story of a sea voyage taken by captain of the ship Gordon Cook, his wife Mary, his daughter Suzanne, his son Jonathan, and two crew members, Larry Wiesel and Herb Sigler. Okay, and when they entered the South Indian Ocean, that is known as the world's roughest ocean, okay, they suffered a lot with the adverse weather conditions. Their ship was caught in the tidal waves and they were not able to move ahead for many days. The sufferings what they had to go through we will discuss step by step in the later questions. Let us answer the first one. To protect the ship when rough weather began, what the steps did Captain Gordon Cook take? So as you know that in order to protect their ship, they dropped the storm jib. Okay, first was they dropped the storm jib. Second, they did the mooring. Okay, mooring of the boat. Mooring means to bring it to a static position. Okay, static position. कोई भी शिप को स्टैटिक पोजीशन में लाने के लिए उसकी एंकरिंग करनी पड़ती है वाटर में. ओके, सो थर्ड, दे लेस्ट everything, they left everything and secured them. मीन्स जो भी इक्विपमेंट उस बोट पे थे वो सब उन्होंने ठीक से सिक्योर कर दिए. और लेसिंग, लेसिंग मीन्स टू टाई दी ऑब्जेक्ट्स आइटम्स विद द हेल्प ऑफ द रोप टू द शिप. So these were the steps taken by them to protect the ship from the rough weather. And fourth one, if you want to add, is they dropped the sail also. Okay, they dropped the sail. Sail means the main curtain which is tied with the mast. Okay, like that, and when air strikes on it, it produces a thrust. It produces a thrust and the ship starts floating over the surface of the water in the direction of the air, right? So these were the steps taken by them to protect the ship. The second part of the same question is, what steps did they take to check the flooding of the water in the ship? Check means to stop something, okay, to limit something. To check the flooding of the water in the ship, what did they do? Part 2, question number 1, part 2 and question number part 1. So what were the steps taken by them to stop the flooding? You know, the holes were blocked with the help of canvas and some repairs. Gordon Cook repaired the broken portion of the ship, that is hull. Okay, hull means main body of the ship. So he carried out some repairs on the hull. Wherever the holes developed, and through which water was entering the ship. He blocked the holes with the help of some canvas, okay, canvas fabric, so that water could be stopped entering in the ship. Thereafter they pressed in action, okay, pressed in action the electric pump to throw the water out of the boat. As you know that the electric pumps which were with them got short circuited and they became unserviceable. But there was one electric pump which was kept in the cabin and that was serviceable. So that was pressed into action, or that was put into service, so that water could be thrown out of the body of the ship. Third, as you know that Herb Ziegler, and he was a Swiss personnel, okay, and Larry Wiesel, he was an American, continued or continuously, okay, continuously threw out the water. So by doing all these actions, they tried their level best to stop the entry of the water in the ship, and therefore they could spare their ship from sinking. They could protect the ship or boat from sinking, okay. As you know, had the water entered in a huge quantity in the boat, obviously it would have sunk. Nothing could protect it, okay, it would have sunk, and the life of all the people on board would have been in danger. So the next question is, describe the mental condition of the voyagers on 4th and 5th January. Dear students, one more thing I would like to tell you, that as I have answered first two parts of question number 1, how to find out, how to extract the answer, that is a part of your reading skill, and let us know how to find out the answers to these questions. So first part, what are the steps taken by them to protect the ship? So these are the steps. To slow the boat down, they dropped the storm jib and lashed a heavy mooring rope in a loop across the stern. Then, in spite of we will use they double lashed everything, because while answering a question we should avoid using first person pronouns. Then everything went through they did some drills of life raft, lifelines attached, wore the oilskins and life jackets, and waited for the weather to become better. So this is the answer to the first portion. The second portion is to check the flooding of the water in the ship. What did they do? And you can find the answer, that is here it is. He had an electric pump under the chart room floor, and he connected it to an out pipe and was thankful to find that it worked. Means this is the this is the point which we need to give as reply. We need to amend this sentence according to our reply. Okay, and before that you can cite this problem also, that there were some electric pumps which became unserviceable due to short circuit and they couldn't use them. And along with that, if you remember about Hub Ziegler and Larry Vigil, it is mentioned that they continuously worked on throwing the water out of the boat. Okay, so let us answer our question number 2. Describe the mental condition of the voyagers on 4th and 5th January. So answer to this question is, here it is. As we know that on 4th January, almost after 36 hours of continuous pumping of water, they reached the last few centimeters of water. Means after 36 hours of continuously pumping out the water, there was hardly some water left in the deck or in the boat, and now they continuously kept on pacing with the water whichever was coming in. Thereafter they had their meal, first meal, almost after 2 days. They had some corned beef and cracker biscuits, right? But and they relaxed for a while, but their rest or respite was short-lived. It was temporary, because around 4 o'clock in the evening the black clouds started gathering in the sky, and it was a matter of concern, big worry for all of them. So the weather continued to deteriorate throughout the night, and by dawn on January 5, situation was again desperate. They were suffering from hopelessness, suffering from more difficulties. On the day of 5th Jan. Okay, so this was the condition of, means they relaxed for a while on January 4th. They thought that it was going to become a good time for them, but all of a sudden weather became worse. It got deteriorated, and by the morning of January 5th, situation became worst. Okay, our third question, describe the shifts in the narration of the events as indicated in the 3 sections of the text. Give a suitable subtitle to each section. So the whole story goes through 3 sections. In the first section, they started their journey happily from Plymouth, England, up to Cape Town. They traveled 1,05,000 kilometers distance without any problem. Okay, and they enjoyed their journey. On 25th Jan, though the weather was somewhat disturbed, but they celebrated Christmas and New Year also. They enjoyed there. They had some good meals. But on January 2, the situation became adverse. Okay, so in the second part, they entered the South Indian Ocean, and there they suffered a lot with the tidal waves, with the adverse weather conditions and high waves. Okay, they had to stop in the mid of the sea for many days. They waited for the weather to become better, or the weather to improve, but it became worse. Okay, and in the third portion, the hope and optimism. Okay, they were hopeful of their destination, they were hopeful of their successful journey. They were optimistic people. Okay, so they continuously waited for the weather and fought courageously with the that is bad weather, right? Finally they could locate 2 islands. One of them was Ile Amsterdam. They reached Ile Amsterdam, and that was their destination. That could happen because of their teamwork, their high spirits, their courageous behavior, their high morale, not only of the adults but the children were equally contributing their best part to win that situation. Okay, so in this way this whole story passes through three stages. Let us discuss some more questions with your partner. Means what difference did you notice between the reaction of the adults and the children when faced with danger? So as you know, the adults were doing their best. Means Mary was holding the handle of the ship, she was maneuvering it accordingly, and Gordon Cook was busy in putting into action the pumps, doing some repairs on the ship, on its body to stop the water flowing in, and Larry and Vigil were continuously pumping out the water, okay, with their madness. Okay, this is the word mentioned in the chapter, that they were working like mad people. Means without taking any rest, they continuously worked to pump out the water from the ship so as to protect their ship from sinking. At the same time, children were not playing their role with less responsibility. Okay, they were rather showing their courage equal to the adults. As you know, his daughter Suzanne got injured, her eyes swelled up, she had a severe injury in her head, there was a cut in her hand, but she didn't reveal all these injuries to her father, because she didn't want her father to get disturbed because of the injury, and at that difficult situation she wanted her father to continuously do something for the betterment of all of them and to save the boat. So she also showed her utmost courage and her adulthood in a small age. Okay, say at the same time his son Jonathan was also doing his best. He said, "Father, you are the best daddy and you are the best captain," he said to his father. And he said one more thing, that, "Father, we are not afraid to die if we can all be together." Means in the difficult situation, all should stay united and support each other. They should never lose their hope. So this was the message given by the two children, and that was very beneficial, very helpful to Captain Gordon Cook. Next is, how does this story suggest that optimism helps to endure the direst stress? Dear students, it is well said, optimism is the best weapon to deal with any situation. Hope is the best rope. As you know, hope is the best rope. In adverse conditions, we should never lose our hope, we should never lose our spirit. Rather, we should fight any difficult situation with equal courage and high morale. Because the cool and composed behavior only helps us out to fight any adverse condition in our life. So we should never lose hope, we should remain always optimistic. Instead of becoming pessimistic, we need to become optimistic, and accordingly we should put in our efforts to win over the situation. Next is, what lesson do we learn from such hazardous experiences when we are face to face with death? Yes, obviously it is, the answer will be similar to the answer of question number 2, that is, in difficult situation or when we are facing the death, okay, when we are face to face with death, we should remain cool and composed, we should never lose our spirit, we should never give up our efforts, we should fight the situation courageously, and certainly we can defeat that problem and win over that situation. Ultimately, victory will be ours. In hazardous problems, in hazardous experiences, we need not realize that we are going to lose the situation or we are going to lose the battle. Rather, we should fight that battle valiantly, courageously. Next is, why do you think people undertake such adventurous expeditions in spite of the risks? Dear students, as you know that human being is the wisest animal on this earth, and without adventure, without invention, a life is dull. It is almost lifeless, you can say. Okay, so to enjoy our life, to always be alert and always be alert and enjoy our life, we need to do something new. We need to undertake some activity which can obviously instill uh, courage and happiness in ourselves. Okay, so that we can live our life with ecstatic moments and make it joyful. Okay, so people undertake adventurous expeditions, they do something new, do some adventurous activities in spite of risks involved. In life, there is no work, there is no domain of life which is free from risks or problems. We need to move ahead, we need to advance our step courageously without worrying its result. The result will be obviously fruitful if you fight it valiantly. Okay, so these were the questions and their answers. As I discussed, I will be sending the notes to you. Thank you. Have a nice day.